Hello, planet Earth. Welcome to my YouTube channel. We're at IDK, my BFF Jill 730. I'm Preston L. Young, wishing you warm salutations and congratulations. As always, you've made your way to the Buffington Post. Today it is the low-tech Buffington Post. My laptop is still out of commission, and so I figured I'd still just go ahead and make a video, because who's gonna stop me? Nobody. So I've been thinking a lot about Zane Pharmaceuticals and Ken Miller since you asked about it. I figured we'd go ahead and talk about it. Ken was saying, Zane Pharmaceuticals, where are they? They were all up in the beginning of season 10 of Angel and Faith, and then they brought Illyria out, and now, where are they? Well, they're obviously, collecting information on the Magic Town transformees, and the really interesting thing about what I think is going to be going down with Zane Pharmaceuticals, who, by the way, I don't think that they are necessarily going to come into play for any big purpose until maybe the very end of season 10 to kind of give us a look at what's coming. But yeah, I think Zane Pharmaceuticals, they're saving them for season 11. But anyway, we do meet Zane Pharmaceuticals by the military. Yes, Deep Scan had been called in to basically bail out the US military, who had screwed the pooch on the job, and the US military was helping Zane Pharmaceuticals. Okay, so we know that the military and Zane Pharmaceuticals are they're in cahoots, okay? And so Kennedy has now put Deep Scan, they're working with the government. And so the government is already working with Deep Scan, they're working with D'Hoffryn and the whole Magical Council, and they're also dealing with the vampires. And they're also dealing with Buffy and Willow, who is actually literally employed by them, Willow. And so what we see here is that everybody is kind of in on it. Everybody's in on it together. So I don't think that this is going to play out in a very pretty way. We know that the military is not good at playing with magic, right? They're not good at playing with magic. They were trying to use magic and technology and put it in some kind of super soldier serum, right? Okay, and so they got that all wrong, and then they went ahead and tried to play with magic again using, the Twilight, and yeah, they found out that they're not good at playing with magic. A lot of people died, and so they stopped trying to play with magic, and now where we have them in season 10 is they're actually working with magic. And so basically, with all of this crazy stuff from the Restless Door that's been going on in season 10 of Buffy, that's why all of these kind of alliances had to be made, is because there's this bigger threat, which is these portals opening up, even though we're writing in there that they're not supposed to. And so now that the Restless Door has been destroyed, pretty much, we know that Dawn is going to fix the thing, Buffy's going to save the day, whatever. We know that that's going to happen, and in the world that we come back to, Buffy and Willow and the Magical Council and the government and the vampires and Kennedy and Deep Scan, they're all going to be pretty much on the same team, but the only reason that they were on the same team was to get rid of this threat. And I think that more political issues and power struggle issues are going to have to come into play in season 11. But in season 11 as well, we have Zane Pharmaceuticals. And what I like about Zane Pharmaceuticals is that they are a pharmaceutical company, and they're coming into Magic Town, and they're basically experimenting on the subjects of Magic Town, the Magic Town transformees. And so what they're obviously going to do is, try and isolate these genes. Interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure that Pearl got away at the beginning of Angel and Faith season 10, so I think it's likely that Pearl may kind of donate herself, Isabel from the 4400 style, to Zane Pharmaceuticals. And, maybe they'll use her as a way to develop some kind of something, because at the end of the day, it's not about curing. Maybe they can actually cure these people, but we know that that's not going to happen. Zane Pharmaceuticals is there to make a buck. And again, they're in cahoots with the military. And so if they can take these Magic Town transformees and see what genetically makes them so super, Because understand that Pearl, she and Nash are half human, and all of the Magic Town transformies are or were, just normal humans. And so if they can kind of isolate this, they can sell it and they can weaponize it, and it's going to be a shit show. I talked about Zane Pharmaceuticals kind of being a scientific Wolfram and Hart. And in that respect, what I'm talking about is like Wolfram and Hart, they are corporatized evil. They use the law to be evil. Like, they write the laws so that they know how to get around them, and they know how to follow them so that, life goes on. It's Wolfram and Hart. It's a vicious circle. It's a snake that eats its own tail. And so, like, that's what Wolfram and Hart is there to show us. And, political scandal and, fighting for the little man and all that fun stuff. But right now, politically, what we've got going on, especially in the United States, is the healthcare system and pharmaceutical companies. A lot of news stories have come out in the past year just talking about how awful these pharmaceutical companies can be when it comes to, humanity, because they are selling these drugs for so very much money. And that's what I think is going to be the really neat thing about looking at Zane Pharmaceuticals in Season 11 is how they deal with healthcare and what we call big pharma, which also leads me to the idea that, of course, they will use the military and the Magical Council and Zane Pharmaceuticals like new science magic, because that's the interesting thing too, is Willow was talking about how neat it is that she's now able to weave magic and technology together. And that's essentially what Zane Pharmaceuticals is doing. Technology is, like, medicine is technology to a certain degree. And so I think that all of this is really going to put us in a very, very sticky situation for Season 11 when you think about all of the kind of politics at play. I was going to say something else. Oh, that's it. I'm talking about these political issues, and if you'll remember in the issue in Pieces on the Ground, I want to say it was part 2. Yeah, the one where they went to Dylan's art show. I was talking about how there was a homeless man outside the streets in San Francisco, like outside of the art gallery, and how I felt like it was the artist and the Buffy writers talking about this real problem that we have in our society, which is, homelessness, and particularly in San Francisco. And I was like, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, but I think this is what it is. And then in this past issue, number 24, Xander talked about how homeless people are sometimes crazy. He's like, that's what they do with the crazies. They make them live on the street. And so that's something that's really interesting. And I know that, we've got this whole big pharma possibility as far as Zane Pharmaceuticals goes. But I would like to know, especially for people in the UK, since Angel and Faith takes place in England, are there any political issues that maybe American readers aren't really getting? Like, is Angel and Faith touching upon things that are going on politically or socioeconomically or just culturally that are very specific to the UK or just to England? I'd really like to know. I'd like to hope that they are, but, the US media, it sucks. We don't know what's going on, like, really in the rest of the world, so that's a thing. But that's pretty much all I think I wanted to say on Zane Pharmaceuticals. I don't think they're coming in I don't think they'll be here for the end of Season 10, and if it is, it's going to be, like I said, a door to get us into 11. And I do think that they are going to be big trouble for everybody involved in Season 11, and I'm really interested to see how Reese Zane is going to maybe be our Lila, because, of course, she seems really conflicted, or she seems like she would be conflicted about, doing this. But at the same time, she was the one who was like, oh no, this place is great. And so she seems like a really nice chick, but I wonder exactly how she will go about becoming, our new CEO bad guy. That's pretty much it. I hope you're having a great 2016 so far, everybody. You can come right back here to the Buffington Post anytime for Buffy reviews, Angel and Faith reviews, Buffyverse discussions, Season 8, Season 9. Season 9 will continue. when I get my laptop back. Angel and Faith Season 10, number 24, the penultimate episode of the season, will be out on next Wednesday, so stay tuned for a review for that. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next time.